want to know the criteria. We know that sports media vote for those awards.
But the injury doesn't change the fact that Caitlin Clark has, in the last 2 years, been the spark that lit the match that set women's sports on fire. And I love this little blurb because they just gave her the praise that she absolutely deserves, and especially that last line right there.
And as you can see, Caitlin Clark has made the list. Congratulations to Caitlin and the other 24 people who received this distinction. I want to know who voted. That's number one. That's a different story. But I want to know the criteria. Well, Forbes gives us the criteria when deciding this prestigious list. So we're going to take a look at that.
You saw the headline. Forbes just ranked Caitlin Clark the number 4 most powerful woman in sports, highest ranked athlete on the entire list. But why is the WNBA timeline so quiet, and why is Angel Reese throwing shade instead of congratulations? In the next minutes, we'll show you the receipts. We're breaking down the money trail, Nike, Wilson, Gatorade, plus record viewership, sold-out arenas, and a merch wave that didn't slow even when Clark was sidelined. Stay, because this isn't about box scores. It's about who moves revenue, who grows the audience, and who forces the league to recalibrate.
Forbes just came out with their America's Most Powerful Women in Sports list, and this was 25 people on this list. I don't know if it's like ranked or what, but there were a lot of WNBA figures on this list. Number 4 being the one and only Caitlin Clark, and signals a shift in how female athletes are being valued in the world of professional sports. Last month, the Fever announced that Clark would be sidelined with an injury for the remainder of the WNBA season to focus on her recovery. They said Caitlin Clark has turned her record-breaking college basketball career into early dominance in the WNBA. Her estimated $8.1 million in income from her rookie season with the Indiana Fever was bolstered by big deals with Nike, Wilson, and Gatorade.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. Costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. You saw the list, then you saw nothing. Not from most players, not from team accounts, not from the usual hype pipelines. The loudest take on Caitlin Clark landing that Forbes spot was the quiet. And yeah, Angel Reese didn't spell it out, but the cryptic activity was loud enough. So let's decode why the room went still when the rankings hit. Forbes wasn't grading jump shots. Their list pulls from 3 buckets: who reaches the most people, who moves the most money, and who shifts culture. That's it. Strip away the box score and ask, whose name makes a broadcast switch nights, pushes networks to add segments, or sends a sponsor into budgeting meetings. That's the power math.
Like, seriously? Truly? Really? I have nothing else to say. Then an article was posted on ESPN kind of covering all of this. They said, as the WNBA has stated repeatedly, we agreed with the players that they deserve to be paid more and, importantly, to participate in the success and growth of the league by sharing in revenue. Is precisely why its leadership, transparency, and accountability are being challenged right now. And then she said, Adam Silver said it himself on behalf of the WNBA, share isn't the word, it's not in their vocabulary.
It's not a trophy table. It's a balance sheet. Now stack that next to the silence. Why gas up the engine that's pulling the train, then act like the cars aren't moving? That's the split. Clark got recognized for reach and revenue, and at the same time, a chunk of the league kept its head down while Angel's likes and subtweets floated around. Feels messy, but the money trail isn't. The numbers do not care about the vibes. Start with the broadcast windows. Whenever Clark's in a national slot, ratings pop. Networks schedule around that because the audience shows up, and it's not just hometown fans. Road games tell the story better than any PR line. Arenas that used to curtain off sections open the upper deck. Ticket sites strain on release. Then the resale market spikes. Her arrival turns a regular Tuesday into an event night.
And here it is. To determine the most powerful women in sports, Forbes began with some critical questions. Who are the owners using their wealth to drive business opportunities and investments into their team or sport? And at the bottom of this page, and I'm going to take you there, you're going to find what Forbes calls the methodology, which really is the criteria for choosing the winners of this award. Who are the athletes with the biggest platforms, reaching the most fans and commanding attention that is driving consumer interest? Who are the executives, coaches, and amplifiers, fueling this ecosystem's growth by boosting attendance.
You can see it in seat maps, and you can feel it in building ops scrambling for extra staff. Walk through the doors and you see jerseys and tees moving at the stands. The line starts before tip. The online stores mirror it, drop sell-through, restocks trend, and the graph keeps rising even when she's not on the floor. That's the part that caught execs. Demand stuck during her injury. No game action and merch still moved. That's market power, not a heat check. Brands followed with real commitments. The Nike path isn't a one-off billboard. It's a multi-year, structured push that sets up a signature lane. Wilson put her name on the ball and then built campaigns around it because kids in gyms want the thing they saw on TV. Gatorade tied in stories that run across social and broadcast, stacking impressions at a national scale. None of that is vibe-based. These are budget lines with targets, and those targets got hit early. Zoom out and run the before and after. Average attendance was steady for years. Then Clark's rookie season hit and the league saw lifts across cities that didn't share her zip code. Viewership made similar jumps and specific games punched through prior records. You can track a calendar of largest ever games and a trail of sellouts from coast to coast. The part that sticks with sponsors is continuity. The surges didn't crop out after the first week. They sustained through road trips, back-to-backs, and yes, that stretch when she sat. Forbes spelled out why they moved her up the board. They said she converted college dominance into immediate pro-era market power, which almost never happens for a rookie. That's the rare piece. Rookies don't come in as rainmakers. They usually need seasons to become ratings drivers. She came in hot and brought an audience with her. That audience bought tickets, merchandise, and time. Follow the dollars and you get to leverage. Bigger gates and better ratings don't end at a headline. They land at the bargaining table. The next CBA will live on these graphs. Revenue sharing arguments get sharper when revenue is visible. Charter flights feel less like a wish and more like an operations line item when sponsors flag national interest. Salary caps move when league income moves. That's how this all converts from buzz to checks. So Clark's rank tracks. Forbes didn't validate tweets. They validated cash flow. Money in, eyeballs up, partners locked, pipeline growing. That's the equation. And if that's clear on paper, here's the question that keeps hanging in the comments. With numbers this clean, why would peers like Angel Reese hold back instead of leaning in? Forbes didn't hand out a medal for buckets. They flagged the person turning league attention into money, and that raises every paycheck in the room. Power shows up on invoices and rights fees, not just highlights. So if you actually want bigger salaries and better coverage, push the proof. Post the attendance jumps. Share the broadcast lifts. Hold up the sponsorship deals. Put the receipts in front of the people who sign contracts, not the trolls who quote tweet clips. When power gets counted in dollars and fans, the debate fades and the growth scales. The only real question now is who steps forward and rides it.